Hello again, friends. It's Heather here from Prosperity Flow Coaching. I want to welcome you back to the Build a Better Business video series. So last week we were talking about setting goals, and I was speaking specifically about business goals. Of course, you can totally apply those concepts to personal goals as well. I mean, why not? But, one thing at a time. Then I was thinking, maybe you have your business. Maybe you have your goals. Maybe you have plans, but something's still not working. You just can't get going. So then I was thinking, well, what would help? So this week, we're going to talk about the challenges of being your own boss. Or sometimes what I like to refer to as, what the heck did I get myself into? You know what I'm talking about. If you are in business for yourself, now I'm sure you can remember that day when you were at your job. Maybe you were just thinking about working, maybe you weren't actually working yet, and you were daydreaming of taking control, being in charge of yourself, being in charge of your schedule. Maybe you imagined how much more money you would make. Maybe you imagined how much free time you'd have. I had this vision of like a beer commercial. It was great, right? As with most things in life, when we're having these daydreams, we don't always have a clear picture of what it actually is going to look like once we make that decision and we get going with it. But that's okay. It's all good. We keep moving. And I'm happy to report that today is the day we're going to take a look at where you might have had those blinders on when you decided to go into business for yourself, and how to make sure that you can be the boss and you can be happy and successful, and heck, maybe even find that magical dock with the cool people where you can chill with your friends on the lake and have a few beverages. Yes, you should be able to have free time. Now, if you haven't quite left your regular job yet, but you're thinking of going into business for yourself, then this series of episodes still could be great for you, to like a little reality check for you on what you might be getting yourself into. And if you don't have your own business and you've never really thought about it, well, this will just be some food for thought. I think you should still watch. It could be some cool things for you. Now, before I get started and get right into it, if you have just discovered these videos, I want to make sure that I welcome you. It is really great to have you, and I hope you find these videos helpful. My plan is to have them full of these tips and ideas and things to get you going on building the business of your dreams, the one you daydream about with the dock and the lake and the free time, right? I post a new video every Wednesday on topics to help you be more successful. What does that mean? That means you should subscribe now so you don't miss out. Just click the button. You know which one it is. Also, if there is something that you're struggling with in your business, or just something you're interested in, or something you want to learn more about, leave me a question. Leave me an idea. Send me a message. I'm always working to make these videos as helpful as possible, so you can help me help you by letting me know what would help you. Get it? Get it. So this week even comes with a bonus. Pardon me. You can click the link at the bottom. It's going to take you to a page where you can give me just your first name and your email, and then I'll email you a handy dandy PDF version of what I'm going to share over the next few episodes. I think we're going to end up with 3 episodes on this one, by the way. And the reason I'm splitting it into 3 is my aim is to keep these videos short enough so that you can fit them in during your super busy day, right? We've all got stuff going on, and I just don't want this to kind of take away too much energy from your day, but I want it to be super useful. And I want to make sure you can fit everything in your day. You're a business owner probably, and you've got stuff to do. So as I was saying, earlier this year, when we, just backtracking a little bit, earlier this year, when we could gather live and in person, I was holding free mini live in-person workshops. Yeah, I miss those too, right? When we could gather and with more than 2 or 3 people and feel okay. So we'll get back to it. These mini workshops on how to get they were designed to help people figure out how to get focused and find success when they were running their own business, or if they were just thinking about it. So it was great to gather a bunch of people in the room, talk about the challenges of being the boss, of being in charge. Now, right now, we can't gather in person, but we can still help each other out, and that is my intention with this group of videos. So during those sessions, we were talking about anything business that came up, and lots came up. But let me start with this. Why did you decide you wanted to work for yourself? Or if you haven't yet, why are you thinking about working for yourself? So if you haven't taken the leap yet, or maybe you have taken the leap, but a lot of people, when they're deciding to go into business for themselves, the first answer they come up with is generally, I want to make more money. By the way, if the thought of that making more money thing made you cringe, I have a video on money mindset that's in the queue, and you won't want to miss that one, right? We've all got some ideas about money, and this will just kind of pull it up to the forefront and see if that's part of what's stopping you. But really, more money is a great reason to want to be your own boss. And also, I've heard things like maybe you want to take control of your schedule, right? You get to decide when to work and how to work. You get to decide who you work with. Maybe you want to be able to express your own creativity. Maybe you just want to feel more rewarded at work. And by doing it yourself, you feel like it's more rewarding. But it is still work, and we still need to put effort into it to be successful. Sometimes we forget that. So we're going to go into some things here that might stop you from being successful, or if you haven't started yet, might hang you up if you get going at it, right? So the first thing that might be causing you some problems is, believe it or not, a lack of commitment. And you might say, what the heck are you talking about? I decided to go into business for myself. But are you all in? So when you left your job and you opened your own place, you're doing it. But really, are you fully committed? Sometimes people decide they want to open their own place. It could be big, it can be small, it doesn't matter. But they aren't really to go in and do all the work that's required. Yes, being your boss gets all those benefits of making your own decisions and everything, all of that. But you still have to show up and work every day. And that includes the days when you don't feel like it, the days when things are going crappy, or not the way you wanted, or not the way you planned, or things don't seem to be working. You still have to show up and commit yourself to making yourself successful. This does not mean, by the way, that you don't take time off and drive yourself into burnout, but it means you have to take seriously the fact that you are in business and you need to show up for your business. If you treat your business as a hobby, then you will have the success level of someone who has a hobby. It won't be a business, right? So you've got to take it seriously. Go in, commit, and work on it. The next thing people struggle with is distractions. Oh my God. I feel like I'm the queen of finding things to distract myself, especially if I really need to get something done. I do plan my day out. I've covered that before. I map out what I want to get done. Maybe it's creating the content for this video, right? And then I think, oh, it would be great to have a quote in next week's video from that book that I really like. Then I go try to find it because I don't want to forget about it. And then I'm searching around the internet, and then I see a notice from a friend who's got something that's happened to them in their lives. So I pop over onto Facebook, then I start, or maybe Instagram. And then I start scrolling, the endless scrolling. It's like I'm hypnotized by all of this stuff going by. Then I forget what I was doing. I'm lost in this bottomless pit of social media because it never stops. It's like endless. I'm not dissing social media, by the way. It's super awesome, but you need discipline to make sure that you keep on track and you don't get distracted. So what do? So when I want to get something done and I really need to focus, which is always, I put my phone far away and on silent. I tried for a while just having it on silent and face down, but I don't know if you've noticed this. When it's sitting there, you just keep picking it up and looking at it, just to make sure you're not missing something, just to make sure someone hasn't texted you, just to make sure there isn't some emergency that you have to address right away. So I have to move it further away from me. I don't want to turn it off. I'm not quite that far, but I put it on silent and I put it far away so I'm not just that habitual picking it up. When I'm on my computer, I close my social media tabs. I'll even close my email because your computer is trying to be helpful, telling you got an email, telling you that somebody's commented on something, telling you that somebody's posted something. I mean, I don't need that kind of distraction. I can do it all by myself, right? So close all that, turn all that stuff off when you need to focus and get something done. Right, take a breath. So another reason you might have gone into business or deciding that you want to do your own thing is freedom, right? Who doesn't want a little freedom in their lives? I personally went into business for myself for freedom. Yes, money is important, and it is how I eat, it's how I travel, it's how I experience all the things I want to explore in life, and there's a huge laundry list of the bucket list of things I want to do, and money provides its own form of freedom. Absolutely. But there's a trap in freedom, too much freedom. Yes, I said it, too much freedom. It can happen. When you're the boss, you open your own place. You've got so much freedom now because you're the boss. But unfortunately, maybe you're not a very good employee. You start to take advantage of yourself. Maybe you just innocently start by taking a few longer breaks. Maybe you extend your lunch hours just a little bit. Maybe you say, oh, I'm just going to take today off. I just need a break. And then it comes into a couple days. It's a seriously slippery slope, my friend. You got to watch out. When you get to the end of that week, if you had planned to get a list of things done, or at least started, and you discover that you have nothing done, which means you're not making any money, you're not making any progress, your business is not going anywhere, you need someone at the wheel. You need someone driving. So if you've discovered that, maybe you've been the bad employee and you've taken advantage of yourself. My suggestion is, if you want freedom, schedule it, at least in the beginning. Don't overdo the freedom thing, because especially in the beginning of your business, this is when your business needs you the most. Once you get your system set up and things can run easily without you having to always be there, then you can really explore more of that freedom. You can expand it out as much as you want, but first, do everything that you need to do. Stay focused, stay on track, and do everything you need to do to get that business running before you start taking too much freedom of your freedom. And these systems, what are these systems, you thinking? I can hear you thinking it. What are these systems? How can my business run without me? Especially if you're struggling right now. This is going to be something for another day, but it is something that I help with people with. I mean, my background was 15 years in corporate finance. Then I had 10 years of running my own yoga studio. I had 12 years, or I've just hit 12 years in my own massage therapy practice. I've done loads of work on getting businesses structured so that you can have everything you want from it. That's more than I have time for today, by the way. We need to stay focused. Remember me talking about focus? And time, look at that. Time is flying by. So my suggestion for you, because I'm trying to keep these short, take some time this week and think about why you went into business for yourself. Or if you haven't gone into business yet, why did you want to go into business? Write it down. Take like 2, 5, 7 minutes. Nothing like pen to paper, right? Write down why you are doing all of this. Especially when you get into that place where you're not super happy with your business, you got to go back to why you actually wanted to be in your own business. But we'll go into more on all of that next week. And I can't wait. So we're going to talk next week more on not only what may be stopping you, but ideas on how to get yourself on track and get onto that success track, right? So that's it for me this week. Thank you for watching this video. And remember, you can always go back and check out those ones that you missed. And to make sure you don't miss any, don't forget the subscribe button. And absolutely, leave me a question. If you have something you want me to address, I would love to actually help you out with some more info. I will see you again next week. Until then, make sure you're taking care of yourself, staying healthy, staying well, getting some fresh air, getting some exercise. I'm Heather, the owner of Prosperity Flow Coaching, and I help people who help people. Take care, and I will see you again very soon.